All right, so he said that in previous chapters he's attempted to define, clarify, and defend first philosophy as an alternative that respects science, but also employs the authority of philosophy and autonomy of philosophy thesis. And so, again, last time we talked about how there are elements, especially to the scientific method, that are foundational to the knowledge of even being able to use science. And so him being a foundationalist, he's going to put forth those ideas. And so that's what we covered a little bit last time. And in this chapter, he says he wants to give examples of each of these two theses.
Yeah. And so, again, the issue here is scientism, right? And he's shown that scientism, as you mentioned, claims that only science gives us knowledge. No knowledge comes from anything else other than science. And he's attempted to show that that's not the case. And he's attempted to show, for instance, that it has philosophical foundations, and therefore philosophy can give us knowledge as well as other types of disciplines. And so now this issue of authority and autonomy with regard to philosophy. And so he wants to give us some examples. So he starts off here with the authority thesis. And he begins by talking about Stephen Hawking on the beginning of the universe. So where did the universe come from? Did it begin? How did it start? Did it start? Did it have a start?
Right.
He says in the last few decades, there has been a stunning revival of an argument for God's existence from the fact that the universe had a beginning. The argument called the Kalam cosmological argument is, in fact, he tells us, many centuries old, but it has been given new strength and clarity in recent times, right? And so for our purposes, he tells us there are four common ways to argue for the universe's beginning. One, the impossibility of an actual infinite set of concrete entities such as events, right? In other words, the impossibility of having an infinite set of entities that go on and on and on. The argument is that's impossible, logically speaking. Secondly, the impossibility of crossing an actual infinite series of events by successive additions. So again, starting back from infinity and getting to here is impossible. Right? So that's the issue there. Thirdly, the standard Big Bang model. So all of these are arguments for the universe's beginning. And then fourthly, the second law of thermodynamics. So the standard Big Bang model says basically that the universe really had a beginning, right? It was a Big Bang kind of thing. And of course, the second law of thermodynamics says that the universe is pretty much winding down, right? It's trying to reach an equilibrium. And so therefore it had to start up before it can wind down. So basic idea.
Yeah, the entropy model there. And one of the best kind of simple, but also not overly complex, but complete take from this was Lee Strobel's Case for the Creator. And he interviews William Lane Craig, and this is kind of his part and parcel of what he's known for, Craig is. And it was really good to have kind of an interview style process. So he talks about the hotel model there of not being able to add to infinity to be able to get here. And so there was a lot of good takeaways from that. So I highly suggest that book, especially for a more complete understanding of the Kalam that might help with more demonstrative examples in the concepts of why it's such a strong argument.